As President-elect Donald Trump announces more cabinet picks and explores options to bypass the confirmation process, he's pressing forward with promises of, quote, historic mass deportations.
Now, when it comes to the legal status of many immigrants, however, it can be an extremely complex and lengthy process to even get before a judge. Isabel Garcia joins us in the studio after speaking with experts about the topic.
Yes, good evening to both of you. The president-elect this week is confirming his plans to use military as part of mass deportations, looking to declare a national emergency. Now, when it comes to the backlog of cases courts are facing for those seeking any type of status, while not a new trend, experts tell me, it's still overall an extremely complex process. Dr. Susan Long is one of the founding members of the Transactional Records Access Clearinghouse, or TREC, a research initiative which began pre-90s, housed out of Syracuse University, with the purpose of aggregating data from federal agencies on daily practices. This chart shows the most recent data up through October of this year. Our nearest immigration court in Buffalo has, to date, 12,216 pending cases still, compared to the more than 378,000 cases pending across the state. The concept of these courts being backlogged is not new, however, she adds, saying the Biden administration has seen an increase about 2.5 times over, the same from the previous Trump administration.
It's just been the trend that Congress has not appropriated enough money. They appropriate money for enforcement and don't recognize that, well, there is downstream processing required to have things happen.
According to the Executive Office for Immigration Review under the Department of Justice, addressing the volume of pending cases remains the highest priority, with approximately 730 immigration judges on board adjudicating pending cases. In the fiscal year 2024, EORI completed more than 700,000 cases. Dr. Long explains there are several ways there are still limitations for access to courts for those seeking entry.
So lots of times the asylum seeker, because they have to file an application for asylum, this paper with the immigration court to begin with, they just don't even file because they don't have the capacity. So what happens is you can speed up cases, but then they don't really have as good of an opportunity to present their case. And so they're ordered deported at higher rates.
Now, Dr. Long also tells me there has been a shortage of representatives from the federal government when it comes to immigration court hearings, a shortage of attorneys on both sides, really. I'll have greater details still ahead at 6 o'clock. For now, reporting in the studio, Isabel Garcia, News 8.